Welcome to today's Explainer. If you're a focused learner looking to truly optimize your well-being, you are in exactly the right place. We aren't just talking about feeling a little overwhelmed or having a rough week at work here. We're unpacking a highly concentrated look at the profound physiological reality of stress. Today, we're diving into what is essentially an internal siege. It's this constant, biological pressure that affects our vital health in ways we rarely even notice until the damage is already done. We're going to break down the actual mechanics of your own body, moving way past generic wellness advice and getting straight into the objective, measurable ways this internal siege operates. So let's get right into how we're going to tackle this incredibly urgent issue.
Okay, let's dive right into this. The source material hits us right out of the gate with an incredibly striking phrase, calling stress the hidden killer within us. Think about the sheer biological weight of those words for a second. Stress is explicitly categorized here not just as an inconvenience, but as an invisible cellular-level threat. But why exactly is it a hidden killer? Well, it's because it operates entirely beneath the surface, hijacking your endocrine and nervous systems. When you encounter stress, your body instantly triggers a fight-or-flight response, absolutely flooding your system with adrenaline and cortisol. Now, in short bursts, that's life-saving. But under chronic pressure, it turns into a persistent, silent drip of corrosive hormones. This systemic inflammation silently wears down your cardiovascular system, suppresses your immune response, and fundamentally alters your metabolism without ever setting off those immediate alarm bells. This biological reality sets the absolute stakes for everything we're about to explore today.
To navigate this threat, we have a very clear roadmap. We're going to cover 4 specific areas today. Number 1, the hidden killer within. Number 2, identifying symptoms. Number 3, your stress index. And finally, number 4, physical and mental fallout.
All right, let's jump straight into section 1, the hidden killer within, where we'll look at health and stress.
You literally cannot talk about holistic health without talking about stress. They are just deeply, undeniably intertwined. Think about it. It is practically impossible to optimize your diet, your exercise, or your sleep if a chronic stress response is simultaneously tearing down those exact same systems. Biologically speaking, this is known as an allostatic load. That's the wear and tear on the body that just accumulates as you're exposed to repeated or chronic stress. When that load gets too heavy, your baseline of general health simply collapses. Your immune system is actually a perfect example of this. Chronic stress actively decreases your body's lymphocytes, which are the white blood cells that help fight off infection. And the lower your lymphocyte level drops, the more at risk you are for sudden health issues. So you really can't truly optimize your health without directly confronting the stress that's actively and silently working against it on a microscopic level.
And that brings us to section 2, identifying symptoms, tracking the clues.
Before any real intervention can happen, we have to actively identify the symptoms. If stress is the hidden killer, then the symptoms are basically the fingerprints left at the scene of the crime. And the thing is, these fingerprints show up in highly specific ways. Physically, you might be tracking clues like chronic tension headaches, gastrointestinal distress, or even a disrupted sleep architecture. Where you wake up feeling completely unrefreshed no matter how many hours you actually spent in bed. Behaviorally and psychologically, the clues are just as distinct. We're looking at sudden irritability, a pervasive brain fog, or executive function burnout, where making even the simplest everyday decision feels impossibly overwhelming. We really have to learn to spot these specific physical and cognitive fingerprints clearly before we can even attempt to measure the full extent of the damage. Moving right into our detection phase, we reach section 3, your stress index. So I'm going to pose a very direct question to you right now. What is your stress index? This is a call to action to stop, step back, and objectively evaluate your current state. And the reason this is so absolutely critical is human habituation. We are incredibly adaptable creatures, right? But that means we often normalize our own chronic stress. It's the classic boiling frog syndrome. Yesterday's super high stress environment just becomes today's normal baseline. Because our subjective feeling is constantly adjusting to this new normal, we completely lose our ability to accurately gauge how much danger we're actually in. We simply cannot trust our gut feeling on this. We have to move toward objective measurement. Now, what's really interesting about this is that stress has to be treated as something highly quantifiable. It's not just a vague feeling you have on a Tuesday. It requires a concrete index. Moving from a subjective feeling to an objective measure means utilizing tangible data points. In practice, a comprehensive stress index looks at biological markers like heart rate variability, or HRV. A high HRV indicates a nervous system that's resilient and relaxed, while a low HRV reveals a system completely locked in fight or flight mode. An index might also track your resting heart rate, your sleep efficiency metrics, and then pair all of those with validated psychological self-assessments like the perceived stress scale. By combining physical telemetry with structured behavioral questions, you formally identify the exact severity and level of your personal stress. You're giving a tangible number to the internal siege, transforming it from a phantom feeling into hard, actionable data.
Once that index is calculated, we have to look at the resulting damage in Section 4, physical and mental fallout. This brilliantly illustrates how we have to explicitly divide the fallout into two distinct battlegrounds, the toll on your physical body and the toll on your mind. The physical impact of a high stress index is, frankly, devastating. It creates severe musculoskeletal tension, restricts your blood vessels, leading to chronic hypertension, and just wreaks havoc on the gut-brain axis, leading to severe gastrointestinal distress and a totally disrupted microbiome. But simultaneously, the mental fallout is actively rewiring your brain. A persistently high stress index literally bathes your brain in cortisol. Over time, that actually erodes the hippocampus, which is the area of your brain responsible for memory consolidation and learning. At the same time, it causes hyperactivity in the amygdala, your brain's fear center, leading to constant anxiety and deep emotional exhaustion. We have to look at how our specific stress index is degrading our health on both of these biological and neurological fronts at the exact same time.
Let's step back and see how this builds. A highly structured three-part journey emerges here. Step 1, discuss health and stress symptoms to find those specific physical and behavioral clues we talked about. Step 2, identify your precise stress index, pulling the threat out of the realm of subjective feeling and into objective measurement. And Step 3, assess the physical and mental impact to fully understand the physiological and neurological fallout. It's a beautifully logical step-by-step methodology to bring this hidden killer out of the shadows, making the invisible entirely visible. So the crucial point we're left with is this. Where do you rank on the stress index? And what is it silently impacting today? Which of your physiological systems are currently under siege without you even realizing it? Understanding the underlying biology of stress is just the beginning. Actively applying this structured measurement to your own life is the real goal here, because awareness is absolutely the first step to dismantling the internal siege. I hope this explainer has given you a clear, detailed breakdown of how to track and assess this invisible threat. Thank you so much for joining me. Keep learning and keep questioning what might be hiding beneath the surface of your own vital health.